The International Code Council, also known as ICC, provides a valuable resource for understanding building code changes. This resource is a building code timeline, which presents a grid-like overview of various code modifications over time. It is a crucial tool for anyone involved in construction, renovation, or property management. The timeline covers a wide array of building code aspects, but two frequently sought after areas are ground fault circuit interrupter, referred to as GFCI, requirements, and smoke detector regulations. Let's delve into why this timeline is so important and how it can be used. Building codes are sets of regulations that govern the design, construction, and maintenance of buildings. They are put in place to ensure public safety, health, and welfare. These codes address various aspects of building construction, including structural integrity, fire safety, electrical systems, plumbing, and energy efficiency. Building codes are not static. They evolve as new technologies emerge and as our understanding of safety and building science improves. Changes to building codes can have significant implications for construction projects. For instance, a new requirement for GFCI protection in specific locations can necessitate changes to electrical plans and installations. Similarly, outdated smoke detector regulations might require the installation of new or additional detectors in existing buildings. The ICC Building Code Timeline is designed to help professionals and homeowners stay informed about these changes. The timeline typically presents information in a grid format. The vertical axis usually lists different categories of building codes or specific requirements such as GFCI protection, smoke detector placement, energy efficiency standards, and accessibility guidelines. The horizontal axis represents time, often in years or code cycle editions. At the intersection of a code category and a specific time period, the timeline indicates whether a change occurred, and if so, provides details about the nature of the change. For example, the timeline might show that GFCI protection was first required in bathrooms in a particular year, and then expanded to other locations, such as kitchens and outdoor areas, in subsequent years. Similarly, it could indicate when smoke detector requirements were updated to mandate interconnected detectors or the use of specific battery types. GFCI devices are designed to protect people from electrical shock. They work by monitoring the current flowing in a circuit. If the current flowing into the circuit differs from the current returning by a small amount, it indicates that some of the current is leaking to ground, potentially through a person. The GFCI quickly trips the circuit, cutting off the power and preventing a dangerous shock. Building codes often specify the locations where GFCI protection is required. These locations typically include areas where water is present, such as bathrooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and outdoor areas. The rationale is that the presence of water increases the risk of electrical shock. Smoke detectors are essential life safety devices that provide an early warning of a fire. They work by detecting smoke particles in the air and sounding an alarm, giving occupants time to escape. Building codes specify the number and placement of smoke detectors in residential and commercial buildings. They also address requirements for detector types, power sources, and interconnection. Changes to smoke detector regulations might include requirements for interconnected detectors, which all sound an alarm when one detector detects smoke. This ensures that occupants are alerted to a fire even if they are in a different part of the building. Other changes might relate to the types of batteries required in smoke detectors or the use of hardwired detectors with battery backups. Using the ICC Building Code Timeline involves identifying the specific code category or requirement that you're interested in. Then locate the relevant time period to see if any changes occurred. The timeline will typically provide a brief description of the change, and it may also include references to the specific code sections where the change is detailed. Firstly, locate the International Code Council, or IC, Building Code Timeline on their website. Secondly, identify the specific code area you are interested in, for example, GFCI requirements. Thirdly, determine the relevant time period for your project, which could be the year of construction or the code cycle edition in effect at that time. Fourthly, review the timeline to see if any changes to the code occurred during that time period. Fifthly, consult the specific code sections referenced in the timeline for detailed information about the changes. Let's consider an example. Suppose you're renovating a kitchen and want to ensure that your electrical work complies with current building codes. You consult the ICC building code timeline and find that GFCI protection is now required for all kitchen receptacles serving countertop surfaces. You then refer to the specific code section cited in the timeline, which provides detailed requirements for GFCI protection, including the types of receptacles that must be protected and the testing procedures for GFCI devices. Staying up to date with building code changes is essential for several reasons. Firstly, compliance with building codes is required by law. Failure to comply can result in fines, delays, or even the shutdown of a construction project. Secondly, adhering to building codes ensures the safety of occupants and the public. Building codes are designed to minimize risks associated with structural failures, fires, electrical hazards, and other potential dangers. Thirdly, following building codes can improve the quality and durability of buildings. Building codes often incorporate best practices and standards that enhance the long-term performance of building systems and components. The International Code Council, or ICE, is a leading developer of model codes and standards used in the United States and around the world. The ICC develops codes through a consensus-based process that involves input from various stakeholders, including building officials, contractors, architects, engineers, and manufacturers. The ICC codes are updated on a regular cycle, typically every 3 years, to reflect advancements in technology and building science. The ICC Building Code Timeline is just one of the many resources that the ICC provides to help professionals and homeowners stay informed about building codes. The ICC also offers training programs, certifications, and publications related to building codes. In addition to the ICC, other organizations also provide information on building codes. These include state and local building departments, professional associations, and trade groups. It is important to consult multiple sources to ensure that you have a comprehensive understanding of the building codes that apply to your project. Building codes are complex and can be difficult to interpret. If you are unsure about any aspect of building codes, it is best to consult with a qualified professional such as a building inspector, architect, or engineer. These professionals can provide guidance on code requirements and help you ensure that your project complies with all applicable regulations. For electrical work, it is essential to consult with a licensed electrician. Electricians are trained to install and maintain electrical systems in accordance with building codes and safety standards. They can ensure that your electrical work is safe and compliant. GFCI protection is a critical safety feature that can prevent electrical shock. By staying informed about GFCI requirements in building codes, you can help protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Smoke detectors are another essential life safety device. By understanding smoke detector regulations, you can ensure that your building is equipped with adequate smoke detection systems. The ICC Building Code Timeline is a valuable resource for staying informed about building code changes. By using this timeline, you can ensure that your construction projects comply with current regulations and promote safety. The information provided in the Building Code Timeline should be considered as a general guide. Always consult the specific building codes and regulations that apply to your jurisdiction. These codes may vary depending on the location and the type of project. Building codes are constantly evolving, so it is important to stay informed about the latest changes. Regularly review the ICC Building Code Timeline and other relevant resources to ensure that you are up to date. When in doubt, seek professional guidance from qualified building officials, architects, engineers, or contractors. They can provide expert advice and ensure that your project meets all applicable code requirements. Remember that building codes are in place to protect public safety and welfare. By adhering to building codes, you contribute to creating safer and more sustainable buildings and communities. The ICC Building Code Timeline is a valuable tool for navigating the complexities of building codes and ensuring compliance. By utilizing this resource and seeking professional guidance when needed, you can contribute to the construction of safe, durable, and code-compliant buildings. Building codes are not just a set of rules, they represent a commitment to safety, quality, and sustainability in the built environment. By understanding and adhering to building codes, we can create buildings that are not only functional and aesthetically pleasing but also safe and healthy for occupants and the community. The International Code Council, or IC, plays a crucial role in developing and promoting building codes and standards worldwide. Its efforts contribute to the advancement of building safety and sustainability, benefiting individuals, communities, and the environment. So take advantage of the ICC Building Code Timeline and other resources to stay informed, ensure compliance, and contribute to a safer and more sustainable built environment. The timeline is not a substitute for the actual code documents. It is a summary of changes. You must always refer to the official code publications for the complete and accurate requirement. Also, state and local jurisdictions may adopt their own versions of the codes, which may include amendments or modifications to the ICC model codes. Therefore, it is essential to consult the specific codes that are in effect in your area. To reiterate, the Building Code Timeline is a starting point for understanding code changes. It helps you identify areas where the code has been updated. This prompts you to investigate further and consult the official code documents. Building codes cover a wide range of topics, including fire safety, structural design, electrical systems, plumbing, mechanical systems, energy conservation, accessibility, and more. Each of these areas has its own set of regulations and standards. Changes to the code could affect any of these areas, depending on the specific updates that are made. Code changes are often driven by new technologies, research findings, and best practices in the construction industry. For instance, the development of new fire-resistant materials may lead to changes in fire safety codes. Similarly, advancements in energy-efficient building techniques may result in updates to energy conservation codes. Some code changes are also prompted by specific events, such as natural disasters or building failures. These events may reveal weaknesses in the existing codes and lead to revisions that address those weaknesses. The ICC follows a rigorous process for developing and updating its codes. The process involves input from a wide range of stakeholders, including building officials, architects, engineers, contractors, manufacturers, and the general public. The ICC also conducts extensive research and testing to ensure that its codes are based on sound science and engineering principles. Code development is an ongoing process. As new information and technologies become available, the codes are continuously updated to reflect the latest advancements. This ensures that buildings are constructed to the highest standards of safety and performance.